Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday, it's the stream that was promised. We are counting down the hours to Game of Thrones Season 7 premiere. So glad to have you all here with us. We've got a lot of fun things. We're trying to pass the time with the hype. It's one of those things where you just have a few hours left and you just don't know what to do with yourself because there's not much else you can think about. I know that's how we feel. And I want to make sure, first of all, is the sound okay for everybody? Let us know in the chat box if there's any technical issues there. We're obviously running kind of a new technique here, passing the stream off from Because Geek. Val's here with us. Say hi, Val.
Hey, hey everyone. Hope my audio is working too.
Yeah, I think, well, we can hear you, so good sign.
Good.
And so we have been passing this week hanging out with our Game of Thrones friends and some other friends. And that is part of our hype buildup, and now we're hanging out with you guys. So what is everybody doing? Let us know in the chat box what you guys are doing to get ready for this. And whoa, my goodness, some of these chat wow.
Yeah. Is anyone drinking already? It's still pretty early over here.
Looks like
no, maybe the people in
a
Europe.
couple of audio issues we're working out here.
No.
Yeah, it happens. I blame Euron and the Storm God. They're always messing with our streams. So
I blame R'hllor.
Yep, we got people saying drinking coffee. We have Helena von Landstein saying drinking lots of coffee to stay awake. Totally. We have someone saying they're drinking hippie salad. I don't exactly know what that means, but I like the sound of that.
Wait, some people are saying I'm loud, and some people are saying, oh, I'm too loud. Maybe I'm too close to the microphone.
O'Shea is working on it. Y'all let her know. Keep letting her know, though, how everybody sounds.
I guess I just need to leave and go listen to it because people are not, like, last time people told me it sounded like this. It was, oh, now it's better. They're just on a delay.
Cool. Sean, unfortunately, is at work. Bill Kuplin asks, Sean has a real day job, so that makes it hard for him to participate in these Sunday live streams and such, but we certainly have a regular schedule with him on Mondays following each episode. Part of the stream that was promised, one of the cool things we're doing here is we're going to do a giveaway at the end. Just to remind everybody, after this, we're going over to Rawrist channel, and then Rawrist is going to have Tony Teflon join, and they're going to go to Teflon's channel, and then they're going to go to Smokescreen's channel, and that's at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then at 5, it'll be Phil the Issues Guy, and he'll be wrapping it up for everybody. And at the end there, Phil is going to award a couple of people with prizes. To be entered in this prize drawing, you have to name the 6 swords in order. Each member of the stream that was promised is going to be giving up 1 sword. So Val has already given a sword during her stream, and we're going to be giving a sword at some time during our stream. We're going to give the name of a sword that you'll all recognize. And during Phil's stream, he'll be announcing the time to give the answers. And when you do that, those people who have the 6 right swords in the 6 right order, in the right order, will be entered for winning some cool stuff, including Val, what do we have for prizes again? I forget already.
So yeah, we have a Monopoly game, a Game of Thrones Monopoly game, and cool. We also have a dragon egg, one of those little container things. You can use it to put your toothbrushes in there, or you can put anything you want in there.
Very good, very good.
And what was the other thing? Do you have none? Is that all?
Oh yeah, I believe we're going to give away a map as well.
Oh yes, there you go.
That's right. So lots of cool stuff. A map sort of like one of the ones you see behind us. So we'll have to check our inventory and double check on that. But we've got some cool maps. We've got some Michael Klarfeld maps. The same guy who did our video intro did these maps. And you can also get them from his website, klarfeld.de. I'm sorry, claradox.de. I'm always mixing his name up with his website name. That's KLARADOX.de. So check him out for sure. So let's see, what is everybody? I asked the question before, but I've already we've gotten past this in the chat box as we're working on our volume issues. It looks like we got that settled now. What's everybody doing to get ready? How's everybody partying? You guys have viewing parties, or people going out somewhere to watch it? Anybody going out to like a bar or a movie venue, anything like that? Let's see what we got.
Oh, by the way, it looks like it says unlisted. That's probably why people can't find it.
It's fixed. I changed it. I thought that it was posted as public when I went after you did the description, but.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that. Oops,
yeah,
that's my fault. Anyway, so what do we guys here? Q&A. Is Aziz in a bad mood today? I'm in a great mood today. What are you talking about? No, we just have we have a few technical issues, but we're all good. So that I was a little moving a little quickly because of that, but we're all set now. What else we have here? We have Ben Moon says, I've been drinking since Val started streaming. Well, you're going to be really ready to go by 9 p.m., aren't you?
Yeah.
We have Abraham Hernandez says he's buying Atomic Wings and having some Moscato sweet wine. That's a nice combination there. Very spicy with very sweet. I like it. I like it. We have Mike Bushnell is going to get naked and rub Thousand Island dressing all over himself. Okay. That's one I've never heard.
Yummy.
Well, did you hear anything from people on your stream, Val? What was the coolest thing anyone said they were doing to get ready? Or did you not even talk about that?
Yeah, I didn't ask them. I should have asked them. But, yeah, no.
Whoa, this person's got a great idea. Erica R. says, 7 episodes, 7 kingdoms, 7 kingdom-themed meals with 7 items. Totally not obsessed, she says. Hey, you fit right in around here. Secrets of the Citadel.
We did talk about wings.
Oh, yeah. Wings. Wings are good. How did you get so burned there, Val? Did you get too close to a dragon?
I did. No, I was messing with R'hllor. That's what happened.
I guess that's a hot lesson to learn, huh? So Shay's got her Ollena shirt on, rocking the awesome Ollena shirt. It's a favorite of ours. I really like this shirt. What do you guys think is going to happen with Ollena this season?
It's frozen. It's frozen. We're doing this at a much higher traffic internet time, and it is most definitely frozen.
I'm sorry?
I'm saying
no.
I'm saying the Google Hangout. There we go.
Oh, okay.
It was frozen. That was all I was telling you to stop talking.
I just couldn't hear you. That's all. Right on. So we have a lot of. What do people think Ollena gonna have happen with Ollena this year? I think she's gonna live, which is kind of funny to have the oldest character in a house to continue to stick around. Oh, we have an R.I.P. Ollena from Helene May. Oh, Helene, you're just so negative on Ollena, huh? Now we have Cunning thinks I think Ollena is going to die. We have Cameron Charles thinks she's going to survive to the end. Okay, I'm with you, Cameron. I think she's going to stick around. You got to have some of the old characters stick around to kind of tell what happened, to be like, I was there when Daenerys' dragons fought the walkers,
That makes sense. I'm a bit worried, I will admit, because of we saw in the trailer there that there was the dead Tyrell, or one of the servers for the house. He was dead when Jaime was walking around that castle, so I'm assuming that was Highgarden. So I don't know. If she does live, she's not going to be in a very good situation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she's already, like she said, we did a nice rewatch of episode 10. I know our video feed is frozen right now, but not much we can do about that. Hopefully y'all can still hear us. So we're not putting anything up on the screen that really needs to be seen, so hopefully our voices are still out there. But yeah, I do wonder about that, because it seems interesting that Ollena, obviously in episode 10, she meets with Varys and the Sand Snakes, and it's a hilarious scene the way she talks down to the Sand Snakes. But when Varys comes in, she's like, "Oh, all right, blood and fire. Here we go. What's that all about?" So it seems like she's ready to go. She talks about how she has no future. She has no, her kids and her grandchild. Got that backwards. Her grandchildren and her son. I almost called Mace her husband. That's funny. And are all dead, so she doesn't have anything to live for. She wants revenge, just like the Sand Snakes were promising. So I wonder why is it, but like you said in the trailer, it kind of seems like the Tyrells and the Lannisters might still be working together, which is, or at least something happens to get them to work together again, or maybe they're fighting each other. It's really, I don't know what's happening there. I'm eager to find out, but what do you think? Do you think the Tyrells and Lannisters have fought each other in that scene, or are they together still temporarily, or maybe Ollena's pretending to still play nice?
What do you mean? People in the chat or me?
Anyone, yeah, whoever's got. I was asking you, but I would love to hear what people in the chat think as well.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like just Cersei. I don't know. Could they work together again after what Cersei did? I feel like Cersei might just want to completely wipe them out after, just make sure that they don't come back and take the revenge again.
Yeah, that makes sense. We have a question here from Secrets of the Citadel. Hey there, how you doing? She says, do you think Jon is a legitimate Targaryen? Well, that's a good question. I do not think he's a legitimate Targaryen. I mean, I certainly believe that he has Targaryen blood, but legitimate, I find that hard to believe. I can even believe that they tried to get married, but I don't. Legitimate means being accepted. It isn't some sort of technical term that you can, it's like a switch you can flip and set it that way. What's legitimate and what isn't is a matter of opinion. First of all, proving that Jon is who he says he is a big hill to climb. Second of all, proving that his parents were married at the time. I mean, even if there's someone out there in the story that knows the truth of this, how are they going to convince anyone else that this is the case? That's always been, in the books and show, that's always been a hurdle for me, that I haven't been able to guess anything. I never heard anything that satisfies that. That will cover that answer. That will figure that out. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
The proof thing, I think it's really easy to prove it to us, the viewers and the readers, to see what's happening, because anything can be done narratively. You can show flashbacks. Obviously, Bran's visions, we know what we're seeing is accurate there, but how does that get transmitted to Westeros?
Yeah. Well, and even if Bran were to show his visions to someone, they could still be a bit skeptical about it. It's like, well, how do I know you're showing me the truth? And how do I know that you don't have powers to show me something that you want me to see? Type of thing. Yeah,
that's a good call. That's a very good call. We have another from Ike, Ira Patane. Well, that's a hard name to say. Nice name, buddy. Q&A, does anyone know if Anguy is gone from the show? Did not see him in season 6 or season 7 trailer. And I guess he wants to suggest that Anguy with obsidian arrows would be quite the guy.
Oh my god. Yeah. That is such a cool idea. I really loved Anguy, and I was really sad that they didn't bring him back. Really, really like that character.
I have to agree with the poster or the chatter that says he's probably not coming back, and I agree. I haven't seen him. I think they probably just decided to toss him to the side. But maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe he'll still have a role in the books, and maybe he'll do some obsidian arrow shooting. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we'd love that.
We did get the cache of obsidian, weapons that arrowheads and spearheads that Jon found through Ghost with the broken horn. So we know there's arrowheads out there. And of course, even Bran and Rickon get some from Maester Luwin in the books as well. So maybe that's coming. I hope so. I think we have a lot of epic surprises and funny types of like anti-White Walker technology coming our way. Besides Valyrian steel, they're going to have to really get it in there going with the obsidian. Do you think maybe they'll have get any of the obsidian from Dragonstone? You think that maybe that's part of why they're setting so many scenes there? I wonder if that's a precursor to any of that.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we saw Danny walking towards a cave, and then we also got that other scene from the behind the scenes video that showed us Danny walking into the cave, and there seemed to be a lot of oily looking like black shiny stones around her. So I think that's what they're going to start getting the dragon glass from.
Ah, okay. That's really cool. I like that idea. Yeah. It certainly is another thing that was sort of suggested in the books, like Stannis talks a little bit about getting the obsidian, but it's hardly mentioned, but you wonder, because it's mentioned, maybe it's just something that George has in his back pocket. And so if he was thinking it, then you're sure he passed that on to David and Dan. And, I think that we've already seen it with Sam, stabbing another. It can't be the last time we see that. Yeah, so
That's right. And I think in the show he also said it. Stannis, I think, said it to someone up at the wall that there was dragon glass in Dragonstone. I can't remember that scene specifically, but I know people have been saying in the comments that Stannis said that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right, yeah. Miagnara, she's saying, or he's saying, I'm sorry if I didn't get your gender right, that Stannis talks to Sam about it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Everyone, Ahai is fine. She's working really hard on this stream and staying focused. There's a lot to do. The chat room is really bumping. Very sorry, not bumping. So she's got a lot to do. She's always working hard here, producing this show. It's a lot of work, you guys. It really is. I'm amazed that Val is doing it by herself. It's probably you probably have a few hiccups there, but yeah, we're trying to get. Oops, what do we have here? Yeah, Peach says, "Lol, Westeros history looked like you're in the zone." No worries. That's right. We are in the zone. I got my. I talked about a Ahai shirt. I got my Wildfire shirt here. Valyrian Energy. It's funny how many people I've fooled with this. They thought this was a real Monster Energy drink shirt, and without realizing what it said.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask because when I saw it, because I knew like he's not gonna be wearing a Monster shirt for this type of thing.
I know they use the exact logo. It really fools people. Yeah, no, this is Valyrian Energy. It says Wildfire.
That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, that just happened at Ice and Fire Con back in February. Someone said to me, he's like, "Oh, I thought he just really liked Monster Energy drinks." Yeah, I gotta always make sure I point this out so people don't get that impression. Like, why does he just like Monster Energy drinks so much?
They're good though. They're good. I've had them. Really good stuff.
I don't actually drink them. I'm a coffee man myself. I'll drink coffee noon, day, and night all day long.
Oh man, I'll drink coffee in the morning and then I can't drink it at night because it just kills me at night. So at night I drink energy drinks and then coffee in the morning.
Peach is asking, where is the Ollena t-shirt from?
By Mike Roble.
It's from Mike Roble. That's WROBEL. And, right?
Yeah. I was telling them, but then you took over, so.
And he's, what's his other name? Moshikun? Is that right?
Yeah.
Moshikun. Moshikun.
He's done a lot of characters, and he'll continue to do characters this season.
Yeah, he's done a Bronn shirt, he's done a White Walker, he's done a Tormund. I've got his Tormund shirt. Y'all maybe have seen me wear that sometimes. He's wearing an Argyle sweater. It's they're 80s mashups, basically. The Arya one has Arya with a Trapper Keeper that says, "I hate Joffrey." And the Bronn one is him wearing a Adidas tracksuit from the 80s, kind of like a Run DMC or something. Sean's got that one. That's a classic. Highly recommend the Moshikun shirts. They're really, really good. Well, we have Valar Morghulis from Kenya. Hello from Kenya. That's awesome. I do not think we've ever gotten an email or a chat from someone at least not that we know of, from Kenya. That's awesome. I've heard that Game of Thrones... Well, here's the thing. George, a lot of you guys are aware of the Doom of Valyria cryptic post that George made on his Not a blog. Well, pretty sure Ahai figured that out here with the Duolingo thing. Maybe other people figured it out too, but Ahai certainly was the first one of us around here to figure it out. At least we think that's what the case was. Duolingo is a language learning service, and they added High Valyrian, right? And the reference is... That quote that George put in his blog post is from the Bible, and he substituted Babylon for Valyria. And Babylon is, mythologically speaking, has a lot of associations with the Tower of Babel, and the Tower of Babel is the biblical story of how language got kind of separated. You know, basically, the Bible stipulates that at one point everyone spoke the same language, and then it kind of something happened, and everyone's language got changed, and all the world's peoples started speaking different languages over time. I'm probably got that myth a little bit wrong, but the basic idea is that there's language involved. So that's what George was talking about, was adding High Valyrian to Duolingo. But what's well, I mean, that's the theory. I think she's right. That was her theory. I think that's right. It just works so. It just fits so well.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's too bad. It still doesn't make George any less of a troll.
I'm definitely going to go on Duolingo and get that and start learning that. Sounds
right?
really cool.
Yeah, you were into languages, aren't you?
Yes, yeah, very much. I have the Dothraki language. I have a code for it, and then it expires after a year. So I don't know when to use it because I'm like, oh my god, what if I start it and then I don't have time? I'm like, I don't know when to use it.
That's right.
Oh.
Now I had a point with besides telling that the Tower of Babylon story or Tower of Babel story, but I totally lost what I was going to say.
Aw.
Yeah, darn it. I'm sure it'll come back.
I'm talking about Valyria, maybe the spin-offs. I don't know.
Something about that. Now, did anybody watch that IO9 animated special on the Doom of Valyria? It's about 20 minutes long. Well, it's not from IO9.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
posted on IO9.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't had time yet.
It's pretty good. They did a really weird thing at the beginning with the origin of how Valyrians got their dragons, but the way they set up the drama and the setting is pretty cool after that. There's a Stark character, there's a Maester character. It has some potential, I'd say, although it's made some very odd changes to canon that I'm not really sure why they did that, but it definitely has potential. Let's see, looks like some other people in the chat room say they saw it also. Yeah, it says Iron Throne says it's pretty good for a no-budget animation. Definitely, they had a couple different people doing voices and a couple different people involved in writing and production. Definitely has some potential.
Yeah, it took them 2 years, right? I think that's what they said.
Was it 2 years? I didn't see that. Wow. So
Yeah.
they've been working on it since before they even knew that there would be spin-offs, maybe, or.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I had read.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool. Good job, guys. And how about that live action film that was made maybe 3 or 4 months ago? Maybe my timeline's off, but I'm wondering if anyone saw the prequel to Littlefinger and Cat and with Brandon and Edmure. I'm totally blanking on what that was called, but it's really good. It shows Brandon and Littlefinger's duel.
Or something like
The Wild
that.
Wolf?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When I met Kate Dickey, Lysa Aaron at the convention, I had dinner with her. She was talking a lot about the history of Lysa and how much she thought about it and how she'd read the books for it. And I told her about the fan film. She hadn't seen it.
Oh,
I was telling her
cool.
about how cute it was seeing young Lysa.
I bet she. Oh, did she watch it like?
Not right there.
Not right there.
Hopefully she remembered. I should tweet at her.
Yeah, I bet she'd like that. Yeah, Kate Dickey was we've talked about her already in our some of our recent live streams, and you did as well, Val. But just to reiterate how cool she was, and that she read the books up to the point where her character dies, so she's fairly knowledgeable about what's happened. I wonder if one day she'll just read the rest of them, just find out what happens.
Oh, that's funny.
Here,
No, I ran into her, but I couldn't get a picture or anything because she was getting on an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that is rough. That's the wrong time to try to get a photo with somebody. It's like, can you miss your elevator to take a photo with me? Or can I ride your elevator even though I was getting off on the floor?
Yeah. Weird.
Looks like several people in the chat room saw The Wild Wolf. That's cool. We have How Can We Find the IO9 Doom of Valyria, asked by Jim O'Donnell. Jim, and others, just go to, Google Doom of Valyria animated, and it'll probably come up, especially if you see a link to IO9. It shouldn't be too hard to find, but if you still have trouble finding it, anyone else, just give us an email at westeroshistory@gmail.com, and we'll send the link out afterwards. But highly recommended. Very good stuff. I think it's about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Good acting. They got the armor, and they got a nice setting for River Run, nice looking castle area. So, yeah, really well done. We have someone asking, where do we get all the cool shirts that we find? Well, I'll let Ashea answer that question, because it's not just one place.
It is not something that I could go into right now on a stream. I get them from Society 6, T Fury, T Public, from the artists, and I don't know, I pick out all of Aziz's shirts, and he approves them, and then I get them.
Yeah.
So any specific shirt just needs to be asked. I don't have links to all of them because there's a lot.
One person asked about the Blackwood shirt, and that one is by David Medina. And he has done a couple of other cool shirts. He did my Bittersteel shirt as well. And I believe he's under the name Thought Process Works right now, but I know he changed his store name, so that might be out of date on that. But and that's another one you can send us an email for, and we'd be happy to answer that if you can't find it on your own. Let's see here. So just a reminder that we are going to be moving to Rawrist channel in about 24 minutes. So if you guys are not already subscribed to Rawrist, definitely do that. and join us over there. And if you haven't subscribed to Val, subscribe to Because Geek. She does
thank you.
a lot of great videos. She's a great sleuth, and she made a really wonderful Con of Thrones recap video that I've been showing around to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah, she's not lying. I think I've watched it. I think I've watched it 5 times.
Oh my God. Thank you guys.
Well, I had to watch the first version, and then you changed it, so I had to watch the new.
Oh yeah. I added a bunch of thank yous at the end, and a little bit more about the last night we had, and Quiplash, and yes. But I'm glad it was worth the work. It was worth the work to hear you guys like it so much.
Yeah, it was really good. We got a lot of laughs out of it. Even some people that don't know Game of Thrones all that well got a kick out of watching it just because it was funny. But no,
I was trying to appeal to the 80s people.
just like these shirts.
Yeah.
80s has still got a lot of power. So we have a suggestion from Great GEODF. I wonder if that's Great Empire David Friends. I don't know. I'm making things up here. He says we should do this again throughout the season. Well, it's a little hard to put together, but maybe we can put together something because we are having fun with this. I think this was a great idea. Who had this idea, Val? Was this Tony's idea? I'm not sure.
Yes.
So
yes, it was Tony's idea.
Big shout out to Tony Teflon for coming up with this idea. He is again at the 3 o'clock time slot. That'll be with Rawrist, and then he'll be moving over to Smokescreen's channel at 4 o'clock. So that's cool. All of us, except for Phil, got to meet at the at Con of Thrones. That was really fun. So that was really cool. It's really neat for us YouTubers to actually get to meet in person. We've obviously known each other, online for quite a long time, but it was cool to meet and actually find out that we had even more in common than we all thought. Obviously we have this in common.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Someone was asking me on Twitter, it's like, is it just me, or is everyone, like all the Game of Thrones YouTubers, like getting together and like making little groups? I'm like, no, we just kind of just finally figured out that we have a lot in common.
Yeah, it wasn't really a surprise, but you never know until you actually do it. And it's neat because, we're all, Shay and I, we're lucky that we get to do this together. A lot of the YouTubers out there are sort of solo. Maybe they have some people helping them with some behind the scenes stuff, but we actually get to chat about, we get to commiserate on how, some of the technical aspects, and it's kind of like having a coworker. We YouTubers don't really have coworkers. You don't have like someone you hang around the water cooler with, or have a coffee break with, or a smoke break with. You can talk about how your boss sucks or whatever. We don't have a boss to talk about. I mean, you could say George or Dan and Dave. Maybe those are guys that are our bosses, but they never tell us what to do or give us any work. So it's a little different. So it was really nice to be able to talk to people that kind of know the things that we do day to day. All the little things, because I would say YouTubing I used to be a professional poker player, and I have the same thing I would say about this. It's a hard way to make an easy living. The easy part is that you don't have a boss. You can kind of sleep in a little if you want, but there's a lot to do. It is a lot of work. So if you slack off, it really bites you in the butt. But, it's nice to not have a boss, but it is a lot of work, and it was fun to hang out with people that knew that kind of understand those same things. And I know that's true for a lot of you guys, what you do at your job. People don't realize all the things you have to do day to day, so we feel that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and reveal the sword now. We have 20 minutes left, so this wasn't entirely random, but we'll call it random. So the sword for the prize giveaway on Phil the Issue Guy's channel at 6 o'clock. That is when the prize will be revealed. Again, to remind you all, you'll need to say the 6 swords in the order they were given during the stream that was promised. Val already gave her sword out. If you missed that, sorry. Ours is Dark Sister. Surprising that we would do that one, because that's one we did an episode on, but it fits right in here with us. Okay, Mjolnir. We have someone saying Mjolnir. Yes, that would be a funny one to pick. Yes, we're mixing up our mythologies with a giant thunder hammer instead of a Valyrian steel sword. We have I'm trying to look at some other questions here. We have greetings from Chad Summerchild. That's a good name. What else are people doing? I asked the question earlier And I want to see more answers, what people are doing to get ready, who's having Game of Thrones parties, what kind of food are you all preparing? Anyone preparing food from the Inn at the Crossroads cookbook? There's been more than one of those, hasn't there? That's one of the few extended material things that we don't own, the cookbook. We have like the pop-up books and all the maps and the puzzles and the coffee mugs and the dragon eggs and the Night's King Funko Pop. But not the cookbook. Anyone have the cookbook? That's what I want to see. Someone's cooking Frey pie. We have buffalo chicken pizza. We have lots of chickens. We have dragon wings. Ooh, that must be spicy. More Frey pie. A lot of people are having Frey pies. Someone's got their wolf bread. Someone says hot pie will save winter hell by bringing lunch and hot pies. That is a good solution for the cold winter. A nice hot pie.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Pretty good. How are you guys making me want the Frey pie? It's so messed up.
Ooh, I see someone talking about mead. Mead is good. Who has actually had mead before? Mead is a really tasty, sweet alcoholic beverage that fits so well because it's a medieval thing. Well, I guess it actually dates back before that. But it's an old alcoholic beverage, perfect for a Game of Thrones setting. Here we have Richard Martin. Richard Martin says he has the cookbook. Right on. Richard, have you ever made anything from the cookbook? Or is it just sit on your shelf begging you to use me? We have Pegleg Pete says, did all of you buy Game of Thrones wine and beer this year? Well, if you watched our previous live stream, Game of Thrones delivered us beer while we were live streaming, and we started to drink it while we were on camera.
That's right.
And anyone,
I saw that.
anyone who was watching the end of that saw me starting to mispronounce things because that went to my head right away.
I had the Game of Thrones wine in Nashville. That's where I had it. It was really good.
Oh, cool, yeah. I've tried the red wine, and we have a bottle of the white. I don't think I've even tried it yet.
No.
Gonna have to take care of that. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Game of Thrones beer. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, the Game of Thrones wine, we saw at Target. Like, we went out driving around. Our friend told us he saw it at a liquor store, and we're like, oh, we figured it was something rare. Oh, we better jump on this opportunity to go get some Game of Thrones wine. And now it's just at Target, like caseloads of it just everywhere. Super Target. Next it's going to be at Walmart. Next there's going to be people selling it on street corners. Just Game of Thrones wine for sale.
Oh my goodness.
Someone's asking if you're actually Canadian, Val.
Oh yeah, I am. Yes, I am half Canadian. My dad was born in Canada, so that made me half Canadian, half Venezuelan.
Are there any mysteries about your parentage? Is there any R plus L equals J on your...
Maybe. I don't know.
I
know I look a lot like them, so I can't really come up with anything.
I don't know. Not with the sunburn. You proved that you're not a Targaryen by getting a sunburn.
Right. Yeah, that is true. My dad is very dark. My dad his skin is very dark, so I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm part Iraqi, and I didn't get any of that coloring. I just got the nose and the name.
We're one of those fake ones.
That's right. I would definitely burn. Yeah. I'm not a true Targaryen.
R plus Alec was sunburned. Yeah. Woo, we got Smokescreen and Tony Teflon in the chat.
Cool. Yeah, no, everybody, we've got another person that thinks that Shay's not having a good time. She's having a fine time. She's excited about the premiere, but she's busy. She's producing and managing the chat room here. A lot to do. Of course she speaks.
Not in this episode, though.
So, let's see. Oh, yeah, we have Cindy Sammy saying, Aziz, I liked your Dead Sparrow outfit at Con of Thrones. Thank you very much. I wore a burlap sack. It was the easiest cosplay of all time. I just got a sack and cut 3 holes in it, one for my neck and one for each arm. And I had to cut it off myself afterwards because it was really hard to get off. And burlap isn't something you want rubbing hard against your skin, let me tell you. I'm guessing y'all didn't need to know that, but you probably did. Now you do.
That was fun, though.
Yeah, Val was one of the Septas representing, saying shame whenever it needed to be said, which is often.
I wanted to say it a lot more. I was like, come on, Aziz, come on, I want to say it.
I wonder about. So, speaking of the episode tonight, I wonder. We've got the longest first episode of a season, of course, and we've got longer episodes in general of the season. It sounds like we've got about 8 episodes worth of length, even though it's only 7 episodes, and that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. I know you were. I was listening to your stream as we were setting up, and you were taking some predictions about what you thought was going to happen first. But I missed how that came out. What did you guys? Was there any consensus on what people think will happen first? Like the cold open, where we're going to start. We're going to start. I kind of think Beyond the Wall.
Yeah.
Is that what you think too?
Well, I know, like, yes, that would make sense if they show us like a little clip of something going on Beyond the Wall and see like what the hell the Night King is up to. But yes, other than that, I was also thinking of Bran and Mira just getting to the wall. But it would be a lot better to see something about the Night King.
Yeah. Maybe him talking.
Yes.
Having a coffee, waking up in the morning, I go, oh, God, another day. It's so cold out here. Yeah. The Night King problems.
Yeah. I gotta make it to the wall. Tomorrow.
So far away. Jeez. He's just not motivated like he used to be. It's when you sleep for 8,000 years, it's really hard to get going again.
So stiff. Oh my God, no. Please no dirty jokes in the chat.
Yeah, please no spoilers either. No leaks in the chat, please. None of us we're largely unspoiled. Some of us anyway, and certainly several people in the chat room aren't spoiled, so please don't spoil people who don't want to be spoiled. It's hard to avoid those leaks. We definitely don't need them thrown right at us. Whatever is out there, we'll all be learning soon enough. It's only 7 weeks this year. Here's a question from Richard.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay. Why doesn't anyone on Game of Thrones drink coffee? There is no coffee in Westeros. Ugh. There was this article.
Wow, that is a horrible thought.
There was this really poorly written article in the New York Times recently about what people really want from Game of Thrones and how they actually want to live the life of Game of Thrones, which is a weird thing to say. Like, no. We all do this. We're obviously deep in the Game of Thrones fandom. I don't know anyone who actually wants to live in Westeros. Like, we all fantasize about what it would be like, maybe. But I have never seen a fan who's like legitimately like, I would love to live in that setting where people die, all the time, and there's, White Walkers coming to invade the realm, and there's dragons and Dothraki and religious unrest and war and winter. Like, why would you want to live there? But then you throw in the fact that there's no coffee, there's no chocolate.
Oh my God, no chocolate.
Yeah. There's none of the good stuff. Like, there's some alcohol, but, I don't even know. It's just, I guess they have good wine. I mean, the Dornish wines sound pretty good, but I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, like, if you were in there not knowing that chocolate or coffee exists, if you think about it that way, maybe. I know the one place I always think about I would love to live in would be, I think, like, in the High Garden Castle around there, around the Reach. I think I would like that. Out of all the places. But I would still not like to live in that time. But if I had to, yes.
Yeah. So let's see. We covered a lot of what we think is going to happen during the season and during our various live streams, our channel, your channel, and the channels we're coming up. So we're not doing a whole lot of predictions here today. This is mostly about having fun and getting ready and sharing this time with friends as we just count down. We're all just like feeling that fun anxiety, not the real anxiety that's like painful and makes you kind of stress out. This is the like anticipation anxiety, like, we still have 7 hours? Dang it. It feels like it's... So mostly this is what we're doing here. We're hanging out. We're all passing the time together. And before you know it, it's going to be time. But before you know it, hasn't come just yet. One thing that I've been thinking about, there's 2 main themes that seem to be happening this season that we're being set up for. Maybe more will develop. But as far as the trailers and our expectations, we have epic battles is clearly something we're going to have, but we're also going to have reunions aplenty. That's going to be like a major theme. We got so many potentials there. And there's, you know, a lot of the major ones have been covered. I think we don't need to repeat a lot of them. We don't have a lot of time left anyway. We're at 150. We're going to be switching over to Rawrist channel very soon. But there's one I want to bring up, and I want to see what y'all think. And that is it's not even a reuniting, as it is a first-time meeting. But Varys and Melisandre. I think that's got some really interesting potential. Because Rawrist, you know, as we know, Rawrist does not like people who practice magic, especially that type of magic that's real close to the kind that touched him. And I really wonder how that's going to go. I haven't seen any predictions that I really think nailed it. I think a lot of people haven't really thought about this meeting, so I wonder what everybody thinks. Val, do you have any thoughts on
that? The only thought I had was that, I don't know, because Melisandre looked so sad in that scene. I didn't think Varys would be telling her anything that she wants to hear. Like, I figured Varys would probably, Varys. Both are cool. I didn't, I was thinking about what he said about Stannis back in Essos. And I thought that maybe he would bring that up to her and be like, well, you know, what happened there? How do you think Jon is the one now, or Dany, if she thinks that now, if Stannis wasn't? You know, maybe he will grill her a little bit.
Well, we have Javo says, but Varys already met a Red Priestess. That's right, and he did not keep his cool. He got angry. He kind of talked down to her, and they kind of jawed back and forth a little bit. But that one wasn't associated with him. Melisandre may be coming to Daenerys to say, "Hey, I know who you are. You're the princess that was promised. I thought you were, I thought that was Stannis, but it's clearly you. You're the one who actually hatched dragons from stone. How about that? You seem to check off these boxes of the prophecy even more than Stannis did." And that's when Varys might be like, "Wait, we don't want to work with her. She does this and that." So that's kind of how I see it maybe going. Maybe Varys is like, we shouldn't work with her. And then it could get even worse if the Davos shows up to talk to Dany and Melisandre's there, because obviously Davos just is the most hating of Melisandre of anybody. The magic didn't just touch him; it ripped his dick and balls off. Someone says, "Yes, that's right." I think that's a good reason to stay mad, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here's an odd comment. We have cage match: Fire White Ollena versus the Mountain. That's a different kind of Clegane Bowl. Oh.
And Sadie in the chat, by the way, who asked me to boot people posting spoilers. I don't see any other spoilers, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, but please don't post spoilers. Please don't do that. We have a lot of people that have tried very hard to remain unspoiled, and to have them have that ruined at the last minute is pretty uncool. We have a question from the MKB. What do you guys think about George's Firewhite comments? Well, I think I have a lot to think about it, but it wasn't a surprise. This has kind of been in the fandom for a while. My first reaction to it when I tweeted about it was to say that I called it confirmation. Because there's always been lots of resurrection magic in A Song of Ice and Fire. We've seen, Barracks, clearly something brought him back. It seemed to be the magic of R'hllor. And given that we already had whites, that term popped up earlier in the fandom. I've seen it on message boards and forums and the like, and I think we've even used that term before. A lot of people out there have used it. But having George use that term himself was impactful, very important, despite what I'm saying about it having been discovered, quote-unquote discovered. Prior to him saying it, it always means a lot when he confirms it. So that's really big. And I think it opens up a lot of questions. I mean, Patchface, obviously Patchface isn't in the show, but we think, maybe what does that make him? Is he some sort of water white? What is the Mountain? What is he? He's not animated by fire or ice. Is he just a science white? Someone gave me that term. I kind of like that.
Science white.
So that's really, and then Jon. And is Jon a fire white? I guess. I mean, he doesn't behave much like Beric did. He seems to basically be the same. But it asks a lot of questions. George also clarified that, like Beric doesn't have blood pumping through his veins, right? His heart has stopped. And apparently he kind of indicated that this is a trait of whites. Does that mean Jon can't procreate? Does it mean he can't, blood can't flow down there? So,
yes, I think so.
That's got pretty huge implications if neither Jon nor Dany can breed. I mean, Dany, it's kind of ambiguous whether, that's going to ever be possible for her. But, yeah, I really don't know. But I think
the show messed it up, though, because they made a Beric bleed. So
That's
Too
true.
bad.
They didn't see that coming, I guess. So I don't know. I wonder. Yeah. So maybe they'll just kind of avoid that subject and try to just work around it. We'll see. We have only a couple minutes left before we head over to Rawrist channel, so make sure you're all ready to do that. Get that tab open. We've got some messages for her. Sounds like she's ready to go in just a few minutes. So that's good. We'll be joining her as well, so we'll keep the party going. Everyone who's here, we hope to see you over there. Keep this big group going. We have a wonderful community. As you're seeing in action here, all of us are coming together to chat. And
There's LML.
oh, hey, there's David, a.k.a. LML. I'm impressed that you organized all this. Well, thanks for joining us.
For us. Haha. That's funny.
David, in fact, LML is one of the people I heard use the term fire white before George clarified it. So that's yet another person that had that same kind of line of thinking. So
Good
that's
job.
cool. I'm going to give the sword. Tony wants me to repeat the sword name here, so I'm going to do that. Dark Sister. Dark Sister. That's the sword. Val announced her sword during her episode. We're announcing Dark Sister. Again, if you have all 6 swords in order, you're eligible for a prize on Phil the Issues Guy channel at 6 o'clock, roughly. That's Eastern Standard Time. I guess that's 10 GMT. Look at me with my worldwide time zones. Trying to get fancy here. And we have people asking for a link to the next stream.
I don't have it. I don't know how to get it.
We don't have it. So you'll just have to go to Rawrist channel on YouTube. Oh, here we go. We've got it. Someone else provided it for us. We will grab that for y'all and put it up. That's a different one. That is a different one. Yes, that's a good call. Well, I'll go ahead and give a little shout out there to our friend LML, who was on our Ahai, Dane, and Great Empire of the Dawn episode. He's got his own channel, mostly podcasts, but now he's doing some YouTube stuff. So check him out on YouTube as well. Really deep theory stuff, really different approach to analyzing the material. One of the most unique approaches to analyzing Game of Thrones that I've seen. And that's saying something because there's a lot of people out there doing Game of Thrones analysis, as you guys all well know. So I do consider his analysis among the most unique. So check him out. Might be your thing. Hey, Aziz, you need to do a video with Brendan B. Fish about his Friends in the Reach essay. That's a good idea. I've talked a bit about that stuff, and it relates to our Blackfire coverage, and we might be able to do some of that at the end. So that's a good call. Okay, it looks like I'm making sure everybody's got their stuff situated here. It looks like everybody's shouldn't have too much trouble finding the next live stream on Rawrist channel. If you're having trouble, just go to Rawrist on YouTube, and it'll be right there on her front page.
Oh my god! Ah!
Exciting, huh? We're getting ready.
Yeah.
So, y'all, I want to say one last funny thing about setting this thing up. Again, shout out to Tony for coming up with this idea. That's Teflon TV there. We went through a couple of different ideas on what to name this thing. We were like the Valyrian chain stream, the Maester's chain. We had all these chain ideas. Tyrion's chain, you know, wildfire, this and that. All these different things. But the stream that was promised was, I think, the first idea, and we just circled back to that. We threw out like 20 more ideas and then just came right back. So I like the name, though, the stream that was promised. Hey, we promised it, and we're doing it. So I guess we came through.
Exactly.
So yeah, y'all need to keep partying. Definitely keep doing your things. We want to hear about what all you guys are doing to get ready for the show. Again, this is not meant to be an analysis stream where we're doing lots of analysis and stuff. It's meant to be fun, just hanging out, having a good time with your Game of Thrones fam. That's what we all are. I think we have one of the best fandom communities that there is in the whole world. One of the best that's ever existed. We have the most knowledgeable group of fans. I don't mean History of Westeros fans. I mean Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire fans. I think we're an incredibly intelligent and well-read community. I think that really shows. It's a joy to interact with all you guys. And here we go. Season 7 is now 7 hours away. It is officially 2 o'clock, so we're going to sign off. We'll see you guys over at Rawrist channel. I want to see all you guys over there. Let's keep this thing going. Let's have a lot of fun as we count down Game of Thrones Season 7. Thanks a lot to Ashaya for running things. I know she didn't get to say a lot, but y'all, this is a busy thing.
Sentence.
What's that?
One sentence.
I think it was maybe a paragraph, maybe two. Okay, folks, we're signing off. We'll see you at Rawrist channel. And thanks to Val for joining us and for kicking things off with the stream as promised.
Thank you for having me. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.